3 months. That's all it took for God to completely transform my life from a broken, anxious mess into someone who truly knows what it means to actually walk with God. And most people think that transformation takes years. I'm living proof that God can radically change everything in just 90 days. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the raw truth about those 3 months, what God showed me about love, purity, and helping others with mental struggles as well. Plus, I want to show you how you can position yourself for your own transformation without going through what I went through. To start, let me take you back to May 9th. And that's the day my life completely changed. But before I dive into that life-changing day, you need to understand where I was spiritually. I was what you would call a lukewarm Christian, still going to church, still praying, but my heart was sick. And it was because of choices that I made after high school. When my friend passed away unexpectedly on days before our graduation, I chose to isolate. I chose temptation. I filled my mind and heart with things that were slowly poisoning me. And over 2 years, I lived this double life, Christian on the surface and just harboring and doing evil things in darkness and in private. But then Corona hit, that cough, that one thing, Corona, where everything shut down. I was isolated even more, and this gave me time to reflect. I knew something was wrong with me, but I kept pushing that away. And that was until May 9th, which was a couple months after the Corona thing. I woke up that morning and I couldn't even stand. The room was spinning around me when I looked around. I was super dizzy. I felt like I wanted to pass out, and I was so nauseous that, trigger warning, I did start vomiting as well. And that came from severe anxiety, a severe stressor. In that exact moment, in that same morning, a couple minutes after I was like, what's going on? I laid down and I knew what was going on. My life is not going to be the same after this. Now, I just want to be crystal clear about something before I carry on. God wasn't punishing me here. This wasn't some divine judgment. This was the result of my own choices. But God, in his amazing and incredible mercy, he used that breakdown as my breakthrough. As cringy as that sounds, that just makes sense. Breakdown and breakthrough. And what followed after that was 3 months of intense horror nights, which I'll go into right now, that I would not wish upon anyone. But yet, up to this very day, I'm grateful for every single day that I experienced there. The panic attacks came every couple hours. I couldn't sleep at night. I would wake up sweating and drenching. I couldn't even eat. I couldn't keep food down. I would eat a freaking banana and then I would throw it up. And I was fasting whether I wanted to or not. Hospital visits that I did, it didn't really help me at all. Nobody, not doctors, specialists, they couldn't tell me what was going on. They kept saying, oh, it was a stomach flu. Oh, you ate something bad. But I knew it was deeper. But during those sleepless nights when the panic would grip me by the chest and just not be able to let me breathe, even thinking right now is really intense stuff. The only place that I found peace was in God's presence. Mind you, once again, I was a Christian going through these things, like a lukewarm Christian, so I knew that I had to turn to God. So in that place of complete brokenness, God began to show me a lot of things, how to be transformed, how to look at life differently. And I want to share with you a couple of things that he showed me. And the first thing he did was what it means to really be loved. Even in my weakest moment, I was feeling broken, feeling worthless. I felt his love and mercy just overflow in my life. Not because I deserved it, not because I had it all together. I was being faithful in this time of need, but simply because I was his. Just that revelation alone broke something in me that I've been wanting to break for years. It really did help me once you realize that. Wait, I don't need to strive. I don't need to. Yeah, obviously purity is great, which we're going to go into later, but the striving side of it and just thinking that I need to perform, it made me realize I don't need to earn his affection. I already have it. The second thing that he also showed me, how others are also struggling with mental health. And I realized how isolating and misunderstanding these mental health issues, you don't know what they're going through unless you're in their situation. And God was preparing me to be a voice of hope to others going through that same journey as well. And the third thing he also showed me was how to be pure. how to really abstain from things that I was filling myself before, whether that's bad addictions, whether that's talking to people who I shouldn't be talking to, like toxic people. After years of filling my mind with trash, God literally purged me from the desire from doing any of those things. For 3 months, I had no desire for any of that. The anxiety attacks taught me how to consume mentally and spiritually what He had for me. God showed me that in those 3 months. He showed me the physical consequences of my sinful habits that I did in the past. And He showed me this is what it takes you to. And by month 3, something had fundamentally, like to the core, it shifted. The panic attacks stopped. My appetite returned. I could sleep again. I could do things that I normally could again. That was 5 years ago, and I can honestly say my eyes have never left Him since. But there is a reverence for God that my heart now that I never had before. It wasn't there before. A true understanding of His love, a true understanding of His heart for the broken, a true understanding for purity. And those 3 months, they just didn't heal me. They did more than that. They equipped me for everything that's followed, and the ministry and the mission that I have and everything I want to do, the business and the relationships. It all traces back to that very pivotal season in my life. And now I want to show you how you can position yourself for your own transformation without having to go through everything that I went through. First, you got to get honest about the condition of your heart. I spent 2 years knowing something was wrong, but I kept pushing it down. Don't wait for a crisis to force honesty. Ask God, search my heart, God. Reveal anything that needs to be changed. Say that every single day, every moment as you can, because God's going to transform you. The second thing is you got to embrace seasons of fasting and prayer voluntarily. I was forced to fast because my body could not handle food during those 3 months. But fasting is truly one of the most powerful tools for spiritual breakthrough. So set a time, specific days to go ahead and fast with God, for God, without any distractions. And the third thing is expect God to show you things about Himself you've never seen before. My transformation really came through, I would say, 3 major revelations. There's a couple more in there, but the main 3 is God's love, His heart for the broken and the lost, and also His call for purity that He has not only in my life, but your life. So ask God what He wants to reveal to you about Himself during this season of seeking and transformation. And fourthly and the final thing I just want to say, don't waste your suffering. Whatever difficult season you're walking through right now, use it. Let God transform your pain into the purpose that He has, your struggle into your strength, your test into your testimony, really making sure that you're just being present with Him during this time. It's hard, but I know during a time of transformation and struggles, I would encourage you, be present with the Lord. Know that He's there with you. And here's what I need you to understand as well. Your transformation doesn't have to include panic attacks. I just want to be upfront and tell you this was my path. And because of the choices that I made, your path might look completely different, but the principles remain the same. True transformation happens when we get honest with God. Seek Him with everything that you have and allow Him to reveal Himself to you in new ways. The God who transformed my life in 3 months is the same God who wants to transform yours. And He's not waiting for you to clean up your act first. I got to emphasize that also. He's not holding your past against you. He's chasing after you in this moment right now, wanting to show His love, wanting to show you His purpose and His power in your life. So you now know how God radically transforms a life in 3 months. So true transformation requires to completely step away from the noise and distractions that I wish that I stepped away at that time to be able to see what God has for you. So if you're ready to experience this level of breakthrough, watch this video next, where I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how to disappear from everything that's been holding you back and let God rebuild you from the ground up in secret.